We are delighted to have you all back for another show of the Sufi Paths. I am Jane, your host, along with our esteemed guests, Zakaria, the anthropology researcher, and Olivia, our expert in comparative religion studies. In today's podcast, we will explore the art of Sufi dance and whirling. Grab your headphones and join us.
Thanks for having us, Jane.
Absolutely. Being here with you on this podcast is fantastic. Let's get started.
I absolutely adore your energy, Olivia. Before we begin dissecting today's topic, we should take a closer look at body expressions and dance.
In some ways, dance speaks louder than words as it provides an outlet for communicating and conveying thoughts and emotions that we struggle to put into words. The significance of this cannot be reduced to just physical movement. By dancing, we can fulfill intentions and satisfy needs while expressing ourselves. And these intentions have undergone changes and evolved with the passing of time.
Absolutely. Social roles are perfectly depicted and established through the art of dance, enabling us to access something extraordinary both internally and externally. Through dance, we discover the latent potential inside us and build links with ourselves as well as fellow human beings.
What about the mystical and supernatural aspects?
Well, Jane, historically dance holds a fascinating power in mystical or transcendental practices. It engages our senses and our emotions. It creates a sense of deep engagement with our internal feelings, and it's a way of connecting with something greater than ourselves. When we dance, we believe in our ability to impact the world around us. Well, I think it's an experience that connects us on a profound level.
I believe the meaning in dancing can reside in so many different realms. It's like storytelling through movement, conveying messages and values that intertwines with other forms of communication like music. It creates this enchanting aura that can transmit supernatural energy. It's actually a language that surpasses mere movement. And its beauty lies in the fact that meaning can be found in the smallest of details, from gestures to styles, reflecting various aspects of our identities and culture. It's a universal language that transcends words and connects us all.
What about Sufi dance and the meaning of the whirling of Sufis? I'm eager to hear your insights on this.
Sufis have mastered this form, where they spin until they almost lose all senses. It's an extraordinary experience that is achieved through listening to rhythmic music and so-called Dhikr, which means remembrance. The dance begins slowly and gradually picks up speed, only to slow down again and reach a higher state.
According to various sources, all of this started with Rumi. He had a transformative encounter with the harmonious beats of goldsmiths' hammers in the marketplace. To him, they echoed the declaration of Islamic faith. There is no God, but one God. Filled with divine ecstasy, he started whirling with the rhythm, giving birth to the Sufi musical tradition known as Sama. The word Sama itself means listening.
That's incredible, Olivia. So, Sama holds a deep significance for followers of the Mevlevi tradition, inspired by Rumi. It represents the liberation of the soul from the self, merging with the divine. The dervishes spin counterclockwise, with one hand raised to receive divine mercy and the other lowered to embrace all of creation.
You've got it, Jane. This dance isn't merely a physical routine. It's a spiritual journey that combines music, listening, and dance as a unity. It's a sacred ritual focusing on the profound relationship between the body and soul, the human and the divine, and the complete submission to the presence of God.
And during a typical Sama performance, you'll witness a group of traditional musicians accompanied by a group of dervishes. The ceremony commences with the enchanting melodies of Niyat Sharif, exalted poetry songs praising the Prophet, accompanied with classical instruments like the kudung drum, tabla classical kamanche, and kanun. Those instruments create a harmonious environment. All of this is enhanced by specially trained mystical vocalists.
It sounds truly fascinating, Olivia. And what about the attire and symbolism associated with the dervishes?
The dervishes. They don white robes, symbolizing the shroud of the ego. Their long brown camel hair hat represents the grave. The tombstone and the death of the ego. And the black coat, which they eventually cast off, symbolizing detachment from worldly decorations.
Absolutely. The ceremony is led by a revered master. Religious verses are recited during the ceremony, adding a spiritual layer to the experience. The Sufi dance is a profound expression of thought and a pathway to transcendence. It goes beyond mere bodily movements and becomes a living embodiment of pure consciousness, guiding seekers to the realm of divine light. According to the renowned Sufi poet Jala Al-Din Rumi, listening serves as nourishment for the lovers of the divine. Through listening, they find union, and their inner imaginings are strengthened and transformed into vivid images through the power of sound and melody. Rumi beautifully expressed this by saying, "Music is like the squeaking and creaking from the gates of paradise." He emphasized the profound impact of listening as it opens the door to heavenly experiences.
Rumi's words are truly powerful, Olivia. He beautifully illustrated the transformative nature of sound and music in a particular encounter. When someone objected to Rumi's appreciation of music, considering it contrary to Islamic law, Rumi responded with a poetic metaphor. He explained that what they heard was merely the sound of paradise closing, while he perceived the sound of paradise opening through the enchanting melodies of music.
The imagery evoked by Rumi's words is truly powerful. It paints a vivid picture of the inner struggles and the depths of emotions experienced in these dance movements. But let's dive deeper into the symbolic nature of these dances. Could you walk us through a typical Mevlevi Sufi dance gathering?
Of course, Jane. The listening ceremony begins with the recitation of a special hymn honoring the Prophet known as Nayat Sharif. This hymn is recited without musical accompaniment, setting the tone for the sacred gathering, and then the mesmerizing sound of the ney, the flute-like instrument, fills the air. Through its haunting melodies, the ney represents the power of love, which melts away all barriers and invites everyone to dance. As Rumi beautifully expresses, a divine dance appears in the soul and the body at the time of peace and union. I have to add that the gathering in the Mevlevi order starts with a remarkable spiritual introduction. The melody of the ney, a flute-like instrument, fills the air during this introductory phase. The ney represents the soul of the Sufi who laments the separation from the realm of spirits. It sets the tone for the gathering, evoking a sense of longing and deep spiritual connection. Rumi beautifully encapsulated the essence of the ney flute when he asked, "Have you ever seen a poison or antidote like the reed flute? Have you seen a more intimate companion and lover?" Through telling stories with the help of the reed, Rumi is able to captivate his audience with different aspects which stir up a profound sensation within them. By showcasing the intense feelings between two people in love, this piece inspires others to navigate life's difficulties with perseverance. The cadences of a reed instrument remind us that only things which are eternal remain constant, while everything else changes over time.
Precisely, Olivia. The reed signifies that perfection can only be achieved through love and surrender. It holds a profound significance as it unveils the mysteries of love and the longing for union. Its melodies act as a bridge, connecting the seekers to their innermost desires. Through listening and surrendering to its enchanting tunes, the seekers embark on a transformative dance that transcends the boundaries of the physical world.
Indeed, Sufi dance merges the practices of listening, music, and movement into a mystical experience as the dervishes spin in their counterclockwise motion, their raised hand receiving divine mercy and their lowered hand submerging the entire creation. They embody the profound submission and devotion to the recurring presence of God.
Now let's delve into the intricate dance movements themselves and the significance they hold. Zakaria and Olivia, this is where it gets truly fascinating.
Absolutely, Jane. The dance begins with a powerful moment as the sheikh raises his hands in response to the call of the flute. He strikes the ground with conviction, signaling the start of the musician's performance and the entry of the dervishes onto the dance floor.
The dervishes commence their dance by rotating counterclockwise around the floor 3 times. Each rotation represents a stage on the path to approaching God. The first rotation symbolizes the path of knowledge and understanding. The second signifies the path of vision, and the third represents the path of union or witnessing.
These rotations hold deep meaning, don't they? It's as if the dervishes are liberating themselves from the constraints of time and returning to their source of emanation.
Exactly, Jane. And after the third rotation, the sheikh takes his seat on the red carpet while the dervishes find their designated places. It's a moment of anticipation as the musician's melody fades away. That's when the dervishes dramatically remove their black cloaks, symbolizing the fulfillment of their purpose, victory, and purification from the world. They reveal the white robes they wear underneath, signifying their liberation from the material aspects of this world, and the beginning of a new life that brings them closer to their eternal creator and beloved.
It's incredible how these dance movements embody such profound transformation. Rumi beautifully captures this essence when he says, "The souls that break free from the confinement of water and clay become joyous at heart, becoming dancers in the spaces of divine love, shining like the full moon."
Absolutely, Jane. The dance continues with the dervishes holding their hands to their chests, gently touching their shoulders, and slowly turning around. Their hands then open like wings, with the right hand raised toward the sky, symbolizing the reception of blessings, and the left hand extended toward the ground, symbolizing the dissemination of those blessings.
As the dervishes rotate, they create a mesmerizing spectacle, mirroring the movement of planets revolving around themselves and the sun, representing the cosmic law. Rumi poetically captures this phenomenon, describing how the flames of love ignite, burning like a candle and attracting the souls of countless lovers who rotate like moths around a flame.
The imagery is truly captivating. It's as if the dance becomes a manifestation of the universal law of attraction and the transformative power of love. But let's not forget the symbolic significance of the costumes and colors associated with the dervishes.
Indeed, Jane. When the dervishes enter, they wear white clothes with a black vest and a high felt hat. This attire represents the state of seekers, with the white clothing symbolizing purity, clarity, and light. It's reminiscent of the shrouds in which they wrap themselves after death, signifying the liberation of the soul from the body.
And the black vest represents the body, which can hinder the soul from soaring and perceiving the light of God. It also serves as a reminder of the darkness of the grave. As for the high felt hat, it stands as a witness to the inevitability of death.
Such profound symbolism behind every aspect of their attire. It truly showcases the depth of meaning embedded in Sufi dance. Thank you, Zakaria and Olivia, for joining me today and sharing your insights. And thanks to our listeners for tuning in. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of the world around us.